So welcome to another edition of Featured Business, brought to you by your host, myself, James Moffat, and Visibility Impact, and in partnership with 𝗏𝗏𝗏 for entrepreneurs, the home of entrepreneurs. And I don't know, 𝗬𝗘𝗔𝗥, you said you work for 𝗏𝗏𝗏 now?
Well, I think there might have been a misunderstanding from the first time. Then I've been working since I first came.
All right, okay. Okay. Anyway, we all know 𝗏𝗏𝗏 because we're all on 𝗏𝗏𝗏, so don't necessarily have to introduce that. So unless you want to just say a couple of words.
Well, 𝗏𝗏𝗏 is just a digital platform which encompasses the whole entrepreneurial ecosystem. And we aim to gather a community of people which all want to collaborate on the basis of trust. Perfect.
And yes, so 𝗬𝗓𝗏, you are our 66th guest, and we're going to come to you in a moment. The way that this works, I've just got Peter arriving now from Atlanta. Hi, Pete.
Hey, everyone. Good afternoon.
Peter's been a guest before as well, and normally was a regular, but it's a bit early for you.
Yeah, I life has been kind of crazy the last 6 months, but I'm so excited to be here. It's 8:06 a.m. and so yeah, I'm trying to get my day in order, but I know it's well in the afternoon there where y'all are, and thank you for letting me join in.
Yeah, no problem. So you're in for a roller coaster ride today because 𝗬𝗓𝗏 I've read some of the stuff that I put out in a questionnaire before the guest comes on, and some great stuff. So I don't know if we're going to have time for it all, actually. So let's get a move on. So how this works, 𝗬𝗓𝗏, is people jump on here early, have a bit of a chit chat, get to know each other. So it's a bit of a friendly atmosphere. And people can ask questions as we go through. You can ask them questions. I'm going to steer the conversation. I'm going to take you back through basically your childhood to where you are now. Was there a pivot point in your life that made you do what you're doing? Where are you on that journey? And then tell us about what it is that your products, your services, and everything else, and then how we can help you. And then you can also share. Everybody can share in the chat any links that would be relevant, anything to connect people together and whatever. And before we start, we normally have Emily. Emily normally kicks it off with a song. She normally sings live, either cover songs or her own songs. She plays the piano, sings the guitar, and writes songs and so on. But she can't make it today, but she was live this week with her and a friend. Their friend was playing the piano and she was singing. So she sent me a recording of that. So I'm going to play the recording, if that's okay with you. Right. So it's not a YouTube recording. It's kind of just done on the mobile, but hopefully it's okay and you'll see. So it's not so professional, this one, compared to some of the other stuff that she's done, but you'll get a taste of that. And then once that's done, straight over to 𝗬𝗓𝗏, and then we'll get the ball rolling. So without further ado, I'm going to share my screen, right? And you should be able to see in a minute. Right. See the screen and also here. So you should see the screen now. Is that okay? Everyone see it? Right.
Yes.
So here we go. Okay, congratulations. Well done. The quality wasn't so good, but this was taken on a mobile live this week because she did this concert on Tuesday. So anyway, congratulations on that. So now over to our guest, our 66th guest. Why is 66 so important to you?
Thank you so much for having me.
Sorry?
So thank you so much for having me here.
You're welcome.
I'm truly honored and blessed to be in this beautiful community. What was the question, James?
Yes. Well, first of all, let's backtrack a bit. We don't even know who you are.
Okay.
Right? So I'm not going to try and pronounce your name, although the Selena bit I can get right, I guess. But no, I probably got that wrong as well. Right?
It's okay. Most people cannot pronounce it. I've been called 𝗬𝗢𝗨𝗥, whatever, but it's a Swiss German name. So 𝗬𝗢𝗨𝗥, Selena 𝗬𝗢𝗨𝗥, you can call me, but Selena is okay.
All right,
so,
good.
Yeah. So if, just a brief introduction who I am. Well, I live in Switzerland. I've been here 15 years now. It's quite long, and I was born and raised in the Caribbean, on the beautiful sunny shores of Trinidad and Tobago. I lived in New York City, and today my line of business is all about health, beauty, wealth, and wellness, using a holistic approach and helping people to make sense of their life by fusing traditional ancient wisdom and science. So that's where I'm at right now, and it has been a long journey. And I'm also
Don't share it just yet. I'm going to steer you on that journey.
Steer me on it. Yeah.
Right.
So I'll talk less.
Right. So originally from Trinidad and Tobago. And yeah, in Switzerland, in Zurich.
I'm based in Zurich, on the outskirts, just about 10 minutes from the city. I live in nature. I'm surrounded by abundant nature, the forest, the lake, everything, the cows, the Swiss cows next door.
With the bells.
Yeah. So I get a high every single day from just looking at them, connecting to nature, hugging trees. And as you see, when I talk, I just feel bliss just by talking about it, because this is something that's so lacking in the world today. And this is my mission, really, to bring a sense in everyone right now to connect inwards and find beauty in nature. And this will give us so much. It would nourish our soul and connect our spirit, body, and mind. And for me, that's something that I am very, very passionate about, helping others to find and be in touch with themselves. Yeah.
Excellent. So let's just take you back on a journey. So you're born in Trinidad and Tobago. I was trying to get Sheldon. He was on a minute and then dropped off. So he's from Trinidad and Tobago. So he was a football star and a previous guest. So I don't know if you would know him. I mean, I shared the link with you.
Yeah, we connected shortly yesterday. He said he may jump in, may not have time. So
okay.
It's okay.
Right. But there is a connection also, because I remember Sheila, there's some connection with Trinidad and Tobago, isn't there?
Yeah, actually, my mother's on my mother's side, they're from Trinidad. There's lots of Bartholomew's all over the place. That's I even put a comment, and you may even have run into some of my relatives. Most of them are in Port of Spain, but they're all over the island and on Tobago as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. As long as you don't run over them, run into them's okay, but not run over them. Right. So I'm just curious, actually. So from Trinidad and Tobago, how did you end up in Switzerland?
Well, I wanted to, I visualized my way out of the island. I was very young at the time. And I knew, and living on an island, just the island mentality, going to the beach every weekend, and just being stuck in in the monotony of just the environment I grew up in. I love family life. I was raised in a very traditional home, Indian culture. My mom Hindu, my dad Muslim. I lived next to an ashram, so I practice meditation and spirituality from very young, but I didn't look at it as religion. So one of the greatest thing, my mom, I owe it all to her. She taught me a lot. And I took the wisdom from her and I created my own life. And she allowed me. And I visualized, I believe, from the started age of 14, where I wanted to be. And I knew the island, as I said, was not enough. My head was like bigger than, I just wanted to step out of that box. And New York City, I'm not sure where I got it from, but I wanted to pursue a career in IT. And during the time,
in IT?
Yeah, information technology. I'm not sure where it came from. Okay. And,
yep.
But during the time I spent many years before this vision actually came, became a reality. It took me, I was in my late 20s, around 24, when it actually was happening. So during this time I was modeling, I was involved in beauty, which I love totally.
So you did modeling and beauty, but you had a passion for IT?
Yeah. I'm just like one of it's the weirdest thing ever. So I did train.
So they said to you, right, you can go to New York and do IT, or you can be
money. I had no money at the time. And my mom, she said, are you crazy? You have a beautiful home. You're in a family of entrepreneurs. I came from a background of 10 siblings, including me. We had 10 of us. Yeah, and they were all serial entrepreneurs. They were very, very successful. So we were started off very poor, very, very down to earth, and then they created their own wealth. And so I observe all of this.
All girls?
No,
4
boys, and including me, 6 girls.
All beautiful like you?
Yeah, they're all gorgeous. They're all like really beautiful in the heart. That's the most important thing, not the outside at all. We don't look at the outside, we look at the inside.
So where were you in this group of 10? I mean, were you middle, the older ones, the younger ones? Or?
Number 8. I'm number 8. Yeah.
Number 8?
Yeah.
So one of the youngest?
Yeah, so I got 2 more after me. But that was really, it was really inside of me. I was also selected to be a fitness trainer. And I was not a certified fitness trainer, and I had two jobs in 2 different gyms. So all of this was exciting, growing up on the island, going to the beach. But I had in my head, I had this big dream. I wanted to go to New York City. I did not have the money. And my mom, she was like totally against it, because daughter-mom, the relationship and letting go is something that it's so complicated. But I stood my ground and I manifested every single day where I wanted to be. And in the end, I got I'm not saying an investor, it was just an angel, just came at the right time and supported me in the first year. And
so
I was
like an angel investor?
Well, I didn't have to give back, honestly.
Well, it was an angel and an investor, so okay.
Yeah, well, it was an angel investor. The only thing I owed was to go back and work for them, for the company, but I was obligated at the point when I got to the next level. There was no obligation anymore. I was set free because they saw me grow into the person I wanted, really, and they saw me live my dream. So they allowed me, they cut the ties and decided, look, if you wanted to come back to the island, it's okay for us, but we saw where you are heading. I know you don't want to be on an island anymore. And it was really hard connection. It was, everything about it was so compassionate. And I remember in New York City, when I got there, everything looked like grand. I thought the skyscrapers was like falling on top of me. So, but I fit in, I immersed in the culture, and I worked my way through. And in the end, I got the IT job I wanted. I worked for a media company, WPP Group, which is one of the largest in the world. So the owner of this company, 𝗬𝗢𝗪𝗧, and I was one of the very few women working in IT at the time. I was actually the first one to form in that IT team, and I worked all across the US doing rollouts.
So what kind of
yeah.
IT jobs did you do? I mean, what would you do?
Yeah, well, I was just about to say network administration, offsite storage. If anyone here, you guys in IT, you'd know.
Yeah, 𝗬𝗢𝗨𝗥 will understand what you're talking about.
Those little tapes, and the guy would come and pick it up and take your data, store it offsite. So I was in charge of backups, patching cables, doing desktop rollouts and stuff across the offices. So New York was the base. And I was very fortunate. The company, they love me and they sponsored me. So this is how I ended up living in America. And they sponsored me. They did everything. You have to prove at the time that this person who you're hiring is capable of doing all these different aspects of the job. And I'm like, I'm not sure what the word is right now, but I was very fortunate, I must say. And I stayed on with them until the second round was reestablishing my status. And then I had another renewal of my status with them. And then I met the husband of my dreams. I got married. This was
in New York.
Yeah, then things changed.
And he took you to 𝗪𝗏𝗦𝗧.
Yeah, and it was all about love.
Really? Because that is typical. You meet someone on Fifth Avenue and he takes you to 𝗪𝗏𝗦𝗧. Is that right, Sheila?
No. It was
not necessarily, but it's a nice place to go.
Yeah. It's awesome. No,
I just say that because I've kind of, my sister lived in New York, so I knew all of these places, and 𝗪𝗏𝗦𝗧 was one of the places that you go in Central Park.
Yeah, that's a very expensive place too. No, but it was just purely intellectual, and it was so great to meet someone from a different culture and connect.
So how did you meet? How? In the street, or? We
met on the way to exactly getting off the subway.
Really?
Yeah, the B line. Do you remember the B line? If you live in New York City, the B line.
I said, if you live in New York long enough and you get on the subway or stand in Central Park, you will run into everybody you know, and I can attest to that fact.
Right. Okay. So it was two different stairwell, and it was a convergence of a Swiss and a Trinidadian. I would say snowboarder and a Caribbean beach bomber. Boom, we collided. And we were heading towards the beach. And that was a funny thing. But it was great. Everything worked out fine. And
you were heading to the beach in New York?
Yeah.
Brighton Beach.
Brighton Beach. Oh, wow. That's cool.
I know these places. Yeah, I spent some time there. And
yeah,
anyway,
right.
Carry on.
Carry on. Yeah.
So then he was on holiday there, or he was living there?
No, he was actually living there, a Swiss startup company. And actually I was offered a job in IT, but I already got my job. So I would have had two jobs at the same time. It was really cool. Yeah.
So you married him in New York?
Yeah, we met in New York, we got married, and then
where did you get married? You don't have to answer.
I would say we had things in common. And
I meant where. Not why.
Why?
Not why you got married. I meant where.
Where? In New York, City Hall.
Oh, City Hall.
Remember?
Okay, yeah.
Near the Brooklyn Bridge. Yeah, right.
Yeah. So then from there, where did you go next? That's when he decided he wanted to go to Switzerland, back to Switzerland.
Oh, no, I did not want to leave my job. I was really moving up the corporate ladder, doing really well. And my now ex-husband, he left first. He came to Switzerland, he found a job, and he was already settling. And I was there with the two kids, and
So the kids were born in Switzerland.
They were born in America. Kids were born in America. So I ended up with the kids and my.
So when he was in Switzerland, they were born in America.
No. They were born in America.
Before he went back. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was for the kids basically to have a better life in Europe and Switzerland. One main reason for languages, to be to have exposure to many languages, and also for the quality of life. There were two main reasons for leaving America. But for me, it was not that really. I didn't see it because I never lived in Switzerland before. I visited, so I could not really imagine myself living in Europe. All I saw, America was full stop for me. And I didn't want,
So I'm having to kind of speed this up a bit because there's a lot to talk about, and I want to get to something else. I'm going to park that 9/11 story for now, but I want to come back to that. But I want to just fast forward to kind of, you came to Switzerland and you gave up your IT job. And then what kind of work did you do when you came here? And how old are your kids now?
I came with the kids here. They were 2.5, 3.5 years old. I stayed at home, became the house mom, Hausfrau. And now the kids are 18. My daughter turns 18 and my son's 16.
Right. And your daughter is beautiful like you, and she's just got a modeling contract.
Yeah, she got a modeling contract recently. So she's doing pretty well. She wants
Congratulations.
Thank you. And she's going to study medicine as of next year.
Right. And your son?
He's 16 and he's doing pretty well.
And he's got the looks as well from his mum.
From both parents as a couple.
Okay.
They have a beautiful look, very international. I'm not sure what that is.
Okay.
Yeah, but
and how's your Swiss German, by the way?
My Swiss German's ein bisschen schlimm. Swiss German is so schrecklich.
Yeah, likewise with mine. So, but anyway, so I just want to kind of understand how you got into modeling. You did that before, then you did IT, then you came to Switzerland, you were a house mom, and then kind of what happened next in your career, and when did you start dabbling into kind of more natural, organic and beauty sort of well-being stuff?
Yeah, well, that's there was a pivotal point in my life. While being a stay-at-home mom, I'm sure many women can relate to this, or even men who are stay-at-home men. It was really tough giving up my career and not being in the workforce anymore. And I had to find a way to stay active and keep me intellectually motivated. And as you know, having kids around, it is a full-time. And in Switzerland, it's a bit different to America. The kids here, the moms are obligated. And for me, it was very shocking when I arrived here that most moms stayed home for about 8 to 10 years until the kids are old enough to go back out to work. And for me, I was already in the corporate world, and I suffered, and I lost my independence, financial independence. I lost my self-worth, everything. And I didn't have control of my own money anymore. And that affected me emotionally and mentally, psychologically. And although it was so rewarding to have the kids around and to see I would diarize or journalize every single day of my kids' life, which is the most beautiful thing, because now they look at it and they are like so proud of what mom wrote for them during this time, the growth and development. But 6 years ago, the marriage just went really like upside down. There was a big turning point. My ex-husband, he went on a sabbatical for 3 months, left me with the kids, and came back, and that was the end of it. So for me, it was a shock because I was traumatized, and then everything just turned upside down. And for me, not having my job, and I was not good in the language as well. I learned German, but not being as fluent to be marketable. So what I did during the time, I went into beauty and wellness, which is something I'm very passionate about. And I grew that into a business while being a stay-at-home mom, but it was not fulfilling because I still was I didn't have, it wasn't bringing the amount of money or the wealth that I really wanted to create. And I created an online business as well during that time. So after this major traumatic experience, I had to pivot. I had to do something really dramatic. And I was actually called into a friend just messaged me and said, I have this job for you. Maybe you should try it. Come for an interview. And it was in finance. And I was like, no, I have no financial experience really at university. Yes, I did a couple of, like electives in finance and other core courses, but not as a financial consultant. So I went into the job. I went in for the interview and I got the job. And I realized like, oh my God, how am I going to do this? So they hired me. I had one interview and I got hired. And I thought, my God, now it's time to really pull my act together. So I went in an interview totally a mess. I know I had a really good front. I don't know how I did it and no one knew about it. But anyhow, fast forward, I got the job, they trained me, and I had this inside of me that it was still not good enough, that I cannot work in the corporate world 100%. I lost that zeal to be employed and be under anyone's control, because being a stay-at-home mom already, starting a business from scratch, I needed to still move forward and find income stream outside of just financial consultancy. So I took the financial consultancy, I took my beauty and wellness, I studied health coaching. I was already a fitness trainer, so that was very easy for me. Yoga, meditation, and trainings, and other integrative health trainings. And I put it all together and I created this 360 degrees in addition to launching organic line, because I love skincare. I love it. I grew up on this harnessing the power of nature and using all natural, and they're being very much involved in the beauty industry. I realized there has been a cosmic void for natural and organic, not only skincare, but also organic food, which is something I really love as well. And I became the health coach, I became the consultant, all in one, and the entrepreneur with multiple streams, creating an affiliate program as well. So here I am today, just helping people to radiate from the inside out through healthier, eating healthier, living a health, creating a good mindset so that they can live healthier and happier and more fulfilled. Excellent.
So you have your own company, your own brand and everything else.
Yes.
Pete, who's in his car, is a branding guy, so he'll probably want to take a look and maybe give you some tips as well, right? Yeah. Probably be after some of your beauty products, you see, because there he is.
It's all 100% organic. It's made
it. Pete, do you need some beauty products?
I'm not here to sell. I'm just talking about the journey basically, and it's inside out, beauty from within, and superfoods is another range I'm working on. We are launching them together.
Okay, I'm just going to hold you there because I want to go back to a story, right? So, back in New York, around September the 11th, where were you?
I was in the Tower 1 on the first floor. Yeah.
Right. So just tell us about that, because that's a fascinating story, and also there's a connection with Sheila there. So just tell us your story, then we'll get Sheila to jump in as well.
Okay.
If that's okay.
Yeah, that morning. Well, every day I take the A train from there to get to work. And my gym as well was right next door. So I always spent a lot of time in the World Trade Center. And that morning I wasn't there, and I was there for some time. And then I just heard a loud explosion, and we were told, like, people just started like screaming and yelling, and we had no clue it was a plane hit.
So you were in the building of which floor at the time?
The first floor. I was in the
Oh,
first.
okay.
Yeah. And people were, it was like a stampede in no time, and no one knew it was a plane that hit. So I was
Actually,
some time.
or was it?
Yeah.
But that's another conversation, right? Okay. So there's an explosion somehow in tower 1, the tower you were in.
Yeah.
And you were on the
Yeah.
first floor. And
yeah.
tell me what happened then.
Yeah, so people just, I was frozen. Like, I had no clue what was happening. And then the alarm system just went off and just started, the message that came on the system, the alarm system, was that please exit, everyone exit the building. So by the time I was ready to exit, the turnstile was stuck. It was petrifying just to see everyone stuck in a turnstile and not being able to get out. It was just like a nightmare. And when it actually got movement to exit and people started to get out, I was like elevated and like this. I was just being uplifted it was like a stampede. And I just thought, like, I don't know what this was until I got outside. When I got out, the stuff was already coming from on top. Yeah, it was falling on our head.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really scary.
But you heard something when you were in the building? You heard something when you were in the building?
Yeah, we heard the loud explosion, but it was the plane, and no one knew it was a plane. They just thought it was.
But did it sound like something had hit it, or did it sound like an explosion internally? Could you tell?
The building rock. That's a fact. The building rock, but who would have thought that there was a plane that hit? No one, until we got out. And I remember, because it's right next to Wall Street, and some of the guys said, "Oh, look, Osama bin Laden hit the World Trade Center," and I was like, "What are these guys talking about?" And then everyone was like, it was like a rude awakening. And we looked around and then saw the building on fire. But I stood there because my university was right there. Everything was already closed. So it's my neighborhood, I would call it. So I stood around and I went into the CVS that morning, and I just grabbed a camera because I love photography. And I thought, this is something I need to photograph, even though I was in a state of shock.
Yeah.
I bought a camera for like $5. Yeah, and I have footage from it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw the building pancake and I ran for my life. I could have been like not speaking to you today.
But you've not shared the pictures with anyone, or?
It's on, I think I have an album on Facebook. It's still there. I have
yeah.
Right.
I'd personally be curious. I know we could talk about this all day, and we're going to sidetrack away from kind of where we're going to go. But I just wanted you to share that experience. I mean, we'll park it there because we can talk about this one all day. Sheila, just from your kind of dreaming, deciphering and dreaming stuff, was this, if I remember rightly, how you got into deciphering dreams, because you had some recurring dreams about what was going to happen?
Oh, well, I've been working with dreams since from the time I was 8 years old. So that wasn't significant in that point. But what had happened was, about a year before, I kept having this recurring dreams that I would wake up shaking in terror every single night. This dream, and it was about shipwrecks. And I kept thinking, what the hell? I'm not going on a ship. I don't know of anybody going on a cruise. But at the time I had returned to New York from London, and I was trying to get my husband's paperwork for him to join me there. And no matter what I did, I couldn't get the paperwork to work out right, until finally I just said, the hell with this. I'll just go back to to London. And the dream stopped.
Wow.
Just abruptly stopped. But I mean, it was a nightmare, literally a nightmare. That was Groundhog Day every night. It was horrible. And I didn't know what the dream meant. All I knew is that it frightened me to death. And when it wasn't until I was coming back from lunch. I worked in a doctor's office, and I was coming back home from lunch, going back to work from lunch rather. And I was greeted by people like running around and carrying on. It's like, what's going on? It's like, all I could hear was tower, fell, hit. And it was just like, what? It was like my brain just shut down immediately. It was as if something inside me already knew what was happening. And the thing is, I used to work in a building that was connected to the towers by a land bridge, the World Financial Center. So I walked, and as a stockbroker, I walked through that building every single day. I used to catch the A train as well, or walk across the Brooklyn Bridge to get to my office. A friend of mine, she worked in the same building. She wasn't there until 4 that afternoon, so she missed it. Relatives of mine who are cops, they weren't on duty that day. I mean, it was just people that I knew. A friend of mine who worked at one of the towers, she was off sick with her kids that day. I mean, but people I knew here in London actually lost people. One friend, a Jamaican friend, her cousin was working in the 2 big building them, never heard of again. Another friend was in the 2nd tower that went down. And it's like, how strange is that, me from New York, everybody I knew was safe, but so many people that I knew had actually lost people. And that's when I think the penny really dropped completely about the power of dreams. So if I hadn't listened to that dream, or I hadn't been literally scared to death of what I was dreaming, I may have made a different decision. But the signs kept pushing, to keep me in New York. The doors kept slamming shut. And it was like, I said, okay, I bow to the will of spirit. I'm moving out of here. I'm getting out. And it was by the grace of God, I say, that I did listen to those dreams and got myself out.
Yeah, amazing. So I just wanted to bring you together because there's a connection there. So to have you together, and you can continue this conversation afterwards.
Yeah,
so
talk a lot about this because it was very traumatic for me, and I couldn't sleep for weeks. And every time I would hear even the drop of something very light, I would be like, I would be very get on a nerve about it. Yeah, it was very, very scary. It was a very scary time for all of us. Yeah.
I mean, just quickly, just kind of finishing off on this bit, and then we'll move forward. So you kind of evacuated away from the building because things were happening, bits were falling off, and then next minute, like tower 1 drops, and then the next tower drops, and then building 7 collapses. And I mean, were you far enough away that you could watch it all happen?
Yeah. I have it. I can see it right now. I see it falling right in front of me because I was standing, if you know that area of New York City, just opposite, there's a big Century 21, my favorite shopping store. I'm a shopaholic in New York, not anymore. So I stand right in front, and because we were all like, we were speechless. So you didn't even know whether to walk away, and then you see the people falling from the building, and this is it. I get goosebumps already.
Okay, let's kind of move on now. Move on from that. So let's get back to Switzerland. So you're now in Switzerland, right? Your kids have grown up, and you've got your own product range. So maybe tell us about the name of the company. What's the name of the company?
Well, I set up a limited liability company last year, 𝗬𝗢𝗨𝗥 Services GmbH, and I have I've created the e-learning platform 360 Health Quotient, and it's all connected to the 𝗬𝗢𝗨 Swiss Organic, which really is specifically for just the sale of my products, which is a skincare and the superfoods, and they have the health coaching programs as well. Okay. So online.
Okay, you can share these links in the chat.
Yeah, well, I shared just a basic website.
Because I want
the podcast is doing
Yeah.
that.
I'd like Pete to take a look, because I said Pete is a branding guy, and he helps bring brands alive, don't you?
That would be awesome. Talk to
Sure,
you.
I would.
Yeah.
I would love to connect. Take a look at what you've done, Zelina, and I love your story. It's really a powerful one, and I'm sure you're pouring into what you're creating, all of your story, which is essential to be successful. So, congratulations.
Thank you very much. And today, you know, the world, I think we need more entrepreneurs in this space, connecting to the consumers. I'm not just saying consumers, but people, and understanding their needs more holistically, and understanding that well-being is so important, rather than just creating a product that is so heavily advertised. It plays on the consumer's emotion and let them buy and not know exactly what's in the content, and help them to understand and read labels and all the chemicals. And for me, it's a journey, and to help others and to educate them. For me, it's an education for everyone. And for a greener, cleaner planet, be planet positive, and I'm all about that.
Okay. So you talk about kind of well-being or organic products and stuff. So you have a product range, right? And you also not just for things that you put on the outside, but also things that you can have on the inside.
Yeah.
Right. Because you share a lot of names that you say, which one do you fancy? And I think, well, I don't know any of those names, right? So maybe you can explain a bit more about kind of the product range for the outside, and also what you could put on the inside.
Well, I'd like to go on the inside first. Well, the inside, well, as a health coach, I've studied, you know, all the various herbs and plants. Well, by default, I knew all the herbs and all the stuff from the Caribbean with my mom. Aloe vera is one of them, ginkgo biloba, and the works. But we have these special superfoods. Moringa grew in my backyard, but there's a way of preparing it. But now you have these big machines. It's all like, you know, you can just get it and put it in a pack now. So I am presenting the moringa, ashwagandha, spirulina, chlorella, matcha, and many more. And
so you've lost me already.
Have I lost you? Exactly. Well, the superfoods are really important. Nutrients.
Could I grow those at home?
Switzerland, no. Most
not
of
even
them,
with my
of these plants are grown.
Not even if we get some of Hessa's vertical.
They're trees, and you can't put it in your apartment in Switzerland.
Oh, it's a tree. Okay, I thought it's a plant.
I think you might be able to grow moringa, but
maybe in a small, like a bonsai, maybe.
Because it's a 40-foot tree. So because one of my essences is from moringa. It's a beautiful tree with beautiful flowers, but very big.
Yeah, it's huge. And my mom.
It's not going to fit in my vertical frame to grow. A 30-foot tree is not going to squeeze in there unless I make a bonsai.
It can be very bitter if you just eat the leaves. You have to dry it and then make it into a powder. So it goes through a process.
Sorry to interrupt. You get all of this sent from the Caribbean then?
No, it's coming from India. We have from the Caribbean. You have from Colombia. Quite from different countries.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, but I try to be not go all over the world, because I save on, I would say, miles. I really am focused on a greener planet. So the closer I get to the source, it's better. So the transportation, you cut down on transportation and fuel and all of that. So just to create a cleaner space. So when you get a product in your hand, you know it went through a good process and not too many hands touching it. And so
I admire that in people. So when people go green and more organic and sustainability and everything, then they try to look at the resources, where they can get things from. You don't fly on a private jet somewhere and get a whole bunch of cars flown over to take you to an event, right?
No,
And talk about something.
Yeah, being a part of the sustainability, and for
You have to practice what you preach.
you have to practice what you preach, and it is a journey, and it's a lifelong journey, and it doesn't happen overnight, but we have to start, and we have to take the responsibility. And if we keep talking about we want a greener planet, we want less plastic, then look at all. If you just open in your bathroom right now and you go in and you pick up, I just want to show you quickly, because I'm very practical when coming to this. So this is how I do it with clients. So I just pick up anything here. This is in the bathroom. So I just bought this. So it says 𝗫𝗘𝗔𝗥. It's not organic, but it's like plant-based. It's very captivating for a consumer. Okay, it looks green, the color is green, but when you read the back of it, there are no plant ingredients. The number one ingredient is water. And what happens when you put water in a product? You have to, when you use water and it's a main ingredient, you have to preserve it. And the more product you get, the more preservative you have to add to it. And this is a problem. So when you have something like this, which says certified organic, you read the label and there's not many ingredients in the back of it. This is the good thing about organic. When you go organic, less is more. So you can actually see.
I love that. Less is more.
Yeah, less is more. Yeah. So it's a difference, and it's up to us what we want.
So have you got some products there handy that are yours that you can show us?
Oh, mine?
Yeah.
I'll just show you quickly, but not they're full. These containers, I just want to show you quickly. It's no labels yet, but I have two. These are biodegradable containers. It's made from molten wood. The container can go in the green bin. It takes a couple of years to biodegrade right down, but it is biodegradable. It has been a long search for it. So this is part of my, being part of this positivity, positive. And inside of it is 100% organic.
And what's that one there? What is it?
This is a night goddess. So for the men and women, it's unisex.
Oh, yeah.
And it smells really good too. So
Paul, something for you?
Before you go to bed, I will. Before you go to bed.
Either Paul Bishop, for you, some night goddess.
It looks very nice, but do you really think I need it?
Do you want my honest opinion?
Well,
You
and this is our first. I launched this last year. The first is biodegradable. It's like state of the art, biodegradable container and 100% organic.
Okay.
And also this is a new one. So it's about 5 we are launching.
Okay.
I am launching. Like we are. I always say we, but it's just the person behind all that is happening. It's just me.
So you model it as well.
Yes. No. Well, I have a couple influencers, and I want, different age categories. I don't want just the young influencers, because for me, I think there is no age. Beauty has no age, and to look great.
Just going back to
no age.
So you keep referring to Paul. Paul, she said there's no age, so you can model it.
Yeah, I'll model it.
Yeah, of course. And I embrace, beauty is a light in the heart for me.
So the products are both for men and women, or the product is is kind of a unisex one? It could be used for either?
I have men using them already and they love it.
Okay, so it's not specific. I mean, you do specific ones for women and specific ones for men, or is it could be used for either?
No, it can be used for both. I don't identify, and I'm not going to categorize men or women. I have products, and men can use the products too.
Okay.
Basically, I'm a formulator, so when you formulate for men, I mean, we have basically.
So just, I mean, these are more the external ones. Yeah, I'm worried about kind of running out of time. So these are more the external ones. So if we wanted to get them because we're here today, and would we get a special discount because we're here?
I can prepare for 𝗦𝗘𝗔𝗥 group. I will prepare a special discount. I'll give everyone 20% off when we launch.
Right, okay.
And if you're in Switzerland, well, shipping is free. Definitely shipping is free. And if you're out, well, just pay for the shipping, you get 20%. Yeah, I have many offers online. So
then we could all model it once we've got it, and we would try it out. We can come on your. You could post a picture of us on your website or wherever, and you could show kind of before and after.
Yeah, it would be great to have the support, because it's a solopreneur. Having a vision for beauty and wellness. The industry has changed. There's a lot that's going on. For those of you who are, I'm just, I would say, a vessel, just trying to convey a beautiful message that we all need to be more conscious and aware of what we eat, what we put on the inside and what we put on the outside. And this is just not about beauty products, our full personal care. And when we down, and if we use less, we don't need it's a whole this consumerism is just out of control. We just keep buying and buying and buying, and when one product don't work, we just switch to another. And then we have many issues in our health, we get chronic illness. It affects the microbiome as well. When you use chemically treated skincare products, we don't even know what's going on until we educate ourselves. So my mission is to really get out there and educate the people more than just trying to sell it. I'm not trying to sell a product to you. If you want to buy it, fine. But I'm here to educate you on how to go about unraveling.
Maybe you should do a webinar or something and say it's more of an education to tell you about this. Would it be for you? Why it'd be good for you? And then we can all jump on that. And if we like it, then we can make a commitment.
Yeah, well, what I have done on my online trainings, I do the Zoom exactly like this, and it's a workshop style. And my clients, they get back in their bathroom, they bring all the stuff, and we analyze together, and they relate to me and their health concerns, or what are they experiencing, what do they want, what they want to achieve, how this can feel right now, what they're eating. So it's an inside out approach.
I don't see any wrinkles on you.
On me?
Yeah, I don't see any. No.
Can you not see it?
No, I can't.
There, I'm like way over, but
how old are you?
You know what?
You're 34? You're 34?
I feel like it. I'm way over. I'm 55, and I feel like if we have a birth certificate, right? Yeah. Today, you ask yourself, how old are you? How old do you feel? If we had no clue of our birth date, how old are you today? I ask this question to everyone.
Does anybody ever say they're older than what they actually are?
Maybe.
I do, because I know I look good. I'm 60 years old. I'll be 61 in a couple of weeks.
I don't see any wrinkles there either. And beautiful teeth.
Because I know I look damn good, so I don't care if people know my age.
𝗪𝗏𝗏, right? Are you born with beautiful teeth?
I guess. Sheila, there is a quote, but I can't say it in the chat. This is between you and I. And you know what I want to say. It starts with B. I'm sure you've heard it before.
I know. Yeah.
I can't say it in the chat. It might offend some people, but
say it, please say it.
Yeah, just say it. You're amongst friends here.
Yeah, no problem.
My son, it's not racist or anything, don't get me wrong, but we hear it from, colored women, we said, they would say, black don't crack, that's all.
Oh yeah, I've not heard that one actually.
But I came from the Caribbean and this is so widely used, and I just quote it, that's all.
Yeah, but it's your skin is more olivey and it's more, easier, particularly in the sun. I go and burn and then crack up and then go white again.
It's not just that, James. It's how we take care of our bodies from the inside.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Because I have friends, I know people, like hundreds of people across the globe, and when I sit with them, they cannot understand my age. And look at Sheila. Sheila looks amazing, 60. I want to look like you when I'm your age. Like
you should have seen my grandmother at 104. She looked younger than people half her age.
Wow.
Amazing. Yeah.
I say it's a lifestyle and what you put on the inside that really it determines. Yeah.
It makes a difference.
Spirituality plays a big part of it, not just the lifestyle. You connect the spiritual being to a spiritual being, and that makes.
I think Rana has it. Paul, you want to go?
Yeah, one more thing which is affecting aging is our, stress. So if you have stress, if you're suddenly having stress, immediately the next day your hair will start becoming gray. That is one more thing, that we should be able to reduce the stress. And I like this field of anti-aging. It's one of the most beautiful things which is going to come up. And within next 10 years or something, there are medicines and capsules to come up. And people will eat these capsules and your age is just going to reduce. And a lot of things going to come in. That's one thing sure.
Yeah, integrative medicine and healing, that's the future.
Absolutely.
It's changing already. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful.
It's our time. It's our time. But you know what else can do the same thing without pills or anything? Check the Beatles back in the 60s when they were learning Tia from the Maharishi.
Yeah.
That will actually, it has been scientifically proven that if you do a meditation long enough, it will actually start to reverse the aging process. So you don't need pills and potions. You need
exactly.
Don't need it. Don't need it.
Go hug a tree every single day of your life. Breathe deeply. Do the Kundalini breathing. And we can actually do some breathing here before we get out.
Exactly. So we've kind of gone over time. So if people can stay in a bit longer, because I just want to kind of ask some more questions. And Roanna, you had a question.
No, I was just going to say that you've got to start with the inside and not be putting toxins in your body from seed oils and chemicals, and like fluoride from toothpaste, and it's really once you start that, because when I stopped having seed oils, I don't burn in the sun anymore. Okay. It's I've got really fair skin, but I don't burn, and I don't put sun cream on because it's toxic.
Oh yes, there's no actually right now there. I brought this to show you as well. See, I'm really prepared here. It says organic. This is sunscreen, right? When I put it on, I feel dirty. Honestly, it's so dirty. This is, as we all know, Nivea. I'm openly open about it. The chemicals are just beyond comprehension here. Yeah. Imagine putting this, and this says organic, bio. Right? This is they try to make an organic sunscreen, and behind the label, it's just beyond. Just so many chemicals. Nothing in here is organic. It's just a word bio that confuses us. Yeah, we just need to take care of ourselves and strengthen the immune system, and everything else. All the organs are connected, and when it brings us into balance when we take inside. Yeah, I so agree with Rana. Yeah,
as they say, garbage in and garbage out.
Yeah, but then there's a double impact when you block your skin. You block your skin from making vitamin D. You become vitamin D deficient, and you undermine your immune system. And that's another thing about COVID. It's a vitamin D deficiency is driving the severe symptoms as well as anything else.
Yeah, that's so true. I totally agree.
Yeah.
So Roanna, what did you say that stops you burning? If you're white
Just
skin?
don't eat seed oils and don't eat toxic foods.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think, I mean, collectively between us, we have the ingredients for well-being.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. It's just about like sharing that with each one of us, so we can all benefit from it.
I also have a self-hypnosis meditation to help you change your eating habits and inspire you to understand that and motivate you to understand that you deserve amazing health. So that's part of my course. It's understanding, first of all, it's understanding the power of our body and nutrition. And the second part is understanding the power of our minds to be able to change our eating habits and believe in ourselves.
So Connie, you're a bit quiet. So what do you think about it all?
Difficult topic, I think, because I was talking a lot to doctors about skincare, because I do have 𝗪𝗘𝗔𝗪𝗧. I don't know if you heard about that. It's a
what's it called? Say again.
I only know the German name. It's 𝗪𝗘𝗪𝗧. It's
Is it psoriasis?
With
psoriasis? Is it psoriasis? You could text it to me, and I
yeah.
Because skin problems, can be the food or toxins.
No, I have this about 20 years, and I'm not getting about. I don't take any food advice anymore, because I'm eating very healthy. I did 20 years a lot of skincare. And it's also, but there's a lot of things, a lot of different kind of inputs that influences skin problems. So I'm not sure it's only about food or about skincare. It's not. It's about a lot, and it's not about mental.
It's also about like it could be something from your past.
Yeah.
Like, from your past, a trauma that you don't even realize you've had.
I mean, neurodermatitis is what the term that you're looking for. And basically what that means is when your nerves get bad, you start to itch. I get this too. And it's usually when I'm stressed about something. And then it literally starts to come out through the skin and drives me absolutely mad.
Yeah, I had a lot of talks with doctors. So because it's not stress, I really have stressful jobs, and then my skin is the best skin I have is when I'm really having stress, not if I'm getting bored, then when my skin is itching. So
well, the stress is you not being busy then.
Maybe I think there are different kind of
course
perspectives, and it's
but
very
Connie,
individual.
is it itching a particular place on your body?
That's just very interesting. I work with stay in touch with me, because I work with a neuroscientist. Right. I'm absolutely sure he can help you, because
anyway,
no medicine. There are techniques.
Yeah. What we need is to combine
it's gonna help hypnosis.
all of our kind of resources together in one hub, so we can all see, because we'll follow you one week, someone else another week, and then we'll get completely lost and stop following anybody. And that's the biggest problem. But anyway, so
website on the comments.
Sorry?
Selena's website. Let's put it on the comments. Check.
Oh, sorry. I'm not looking at the comments. I have this. All right. Can you read that? That's not for me. Can you read the comments, Selena?
Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Where are my eyes? I'm going to look for my eyes first. Sorry.
Okay.
Guys.
Shall I read it? Shall I read it to you? Do you want me to read?
I think I lost my glasses. Yeah, sorry.
I'll read it to you. So this is from Paul, Johnny.
Sunology. So when you get sunlight, my skin color is damaged. it has right now impacted my hand. Aging environmental factors impact it. Immunity also changes. What's your website, Selena? Okay, I'll put it in again, definitely.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, if you've got questions like that, maybe take them offline directly to Selena, and rather than.
Yeah, we stay connected in the 𝗬𝗏𝗧. Everyone here is an 𝗬𝗏𝗧, I'm assuming, right?
No, I'm not sure, but I mean, LinkedIn also works, I guess, for everybody.
Nice to connect with everyone on LinkedIn. Yeah.
Right. Right. Anyway, so I just want to quickly cover. I mean, there's so many other things I wanted to talk about, and we're just not going to have time for. So you'll have to come back and be a guest again. So, but what I wanted to, you talk about more stuff on the inside. So I know that you do, because I've been following you, that you do these kind of smoothie shake things. So tell us more about what you put on the inside.
Speaking to me, James, is it me?
Smoothies things, the smoothies, the juices, the shakes.
You have two options with smoothie. A lot of people use they like the press, but I don't believe in the press, because you take off the main the fiber, and fiber is very important for us in digestion, and it keeps us more nourished when you take all of it. So if you're pressing the vegetables, I don't highly recommend it. And in the smoothie shakes, for example, an avocado, you can use avocado. I can give you one recipe right now. You can try avocado, spinach, chia seeds, almond. You can use fresh almonds or almond butter, moringa or chlorella. So you have that super green, and hemp. I love hemp. Well, Swiss hemp is of course really high quality. If you're in your own, whichever country you're in right now, I'm sure you'll get the organic, and everything is organic. And you can put coconut juice in it. It gives it an absolutely great flavor. So the coconut juice also has a lot of electrolytes, and a smoothie like this will keep you full for a long time, for at least 2 or 3 hours. And it's high in proteins, antioxidants. It helps with the oxidative stress to protect your cells and keep your skin healthy and glowing. And it's nourishing, and it helps with chronic illnesses. So if you can have this, you don't have to go on a smoothie diet. I do not believe in diets at all. You could forget diet. Just eat for sustaining your body, and just to keep you healthy. That's the most important thing. And it's how you feel when you take it. Don't force yourself. I always tell people, don't force yourself to just go into a diet and start eating a certain way. You restrict yourself. And then when you get out of it, you're a mess. It's a lifestyle, and you want to create something that is sustainable. So eat and healthy. So that's
so these things.
Take for today.
Sorry to interrupt. I mean, these kind of drink smoothies, whatever you want to call it, these are kind of your ingredients of what you would put in for somebody. I mean, you take it in the morning as a breakfast instead of breakfast, or
it all depends on your breakfast. If you're already eating fruits, you don't want to make a smoothie mix, you just have your fruits. But you can also mix the either spirulina, chlorella, moringa, whichever one. You take a tablespoon and you can mix it in a glass and drink it as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but if you put it together with an avocado.
Okay. So you just tell us the ingredients, and we go out and buy it ourselves, and we do it ourselves, or you have it packaged up ready, or how does it work?
No, what I have now is a different smoothie, not the smoothie mixes. I don't recommend that, because I just give you the absolute green that you need to boost your vegetables at home or your fruits. And that's all you need for a smoothie. So a typical breakfast, my typical breakfast, okay, I just give you an example. It would be meditation, yoga, of course, connecting to nature first, opening up the chakras, just thanking, being grateful for everything that I have, that I am, little things in life. And then I get to my breakfast, which is first a teaspoon, half of a lemon in some warm water, which activates your digestive system, and then have a smoothie. And after my smoothie, if I am still okay, if I'm not, if I feel I can have an oatmeal, and oatmeal is really simple. You can use
like a porridge.
Yeah, well, the porridge, sometimes you have to look at what it's really made of. If it's really whole grain, whole fibers. If it's just this processed, because a lot of porridge is like really processed, and you don't want that because it's absolutely dead. You want the raw stuff, heavier the better. And put some coconut milk in it. If you don't like milk, if you're milk intolerant, just use coconut milk or almond milk, and a lot of spices, cinnamon, cardamom, nutmeg to flavor it, and just drop your fruits in, and that should be your basic breakfast, and you're good to go. And
you said you're gonna share one. Are you gonna like write it down what we should?
Do you want me to put it in the chat, or I have on my blog as well? I have
or a link to where we can find it, and then.
And I'm launching my book, Green Beauty: The Art of Ageless Living, and I dedicate a bonus section with all my favorite recipes throughout the journey. And about 100 recipes, including some homemade natural products that you can do at home, because it's creating formulas and using beauty skincare. It's like cooking in your kitchen. We are all creators, and we can create basic things for our skin at home. We don't need, as I said, to buy all this crazy stuff. So some basic skincare and beautiful recipes from the journey. And excellent. Yeah, turmeric is an actual great mix, turmeric and ginger in your smoothie. And if you do use turmeric, please use black pepper, a bit of black pepper in it, because turmeric is not easily absorbed, and the black pepper helps it in the absorption in the stomach. So just be aware of that. And too much turmeric is really, it's some of us think turmeric will cure it all for us, but no, you have to take it very little at a time. So I hope it makes sense, and you can try some of the recipes, but I would definitely share the book once I launch it. It's been quite a journey to launch that book. The editing has taken quite long. Yeah, but I would definitely encourage you guys.
I know, I mean, you said tons of great stuff. It's been interactive. There's been lots of discussions. We could have gone down any kind of avenue and talked about lots of different things for a lot longer. It's just in the essence of time, we had to kind of speed things up a bit. I have dropped in kind of the links that you shared with me into the chat. I will also share them on 𝗏𝗏 so people can see them there as well in the event. So people can go and check. So is there anything that you want to leave us with? Because we just kind of need to wrap up now. So anything that you want to leave us with that about you, your programs, or?
Well, my programs are there once you get on the website. And if anyone would like personal training, I am really happy to get on Zoom to help you on your journey, just to do an evaluation where you are, where you want to be, and how we can work together to get you there. So it's a full 360 degrees approach to your health, your beauty, your wealth, and your wellness. Because without one, they're all interconnected. We can't have one without having the other to create this balance in life. So that's the beauty of interconnecting the major facets of life.
Perfect. So on that note, you've been a fantastic guest.
Thank you very much. And thank you all for asking questions and sharing your beautiful thoughts.
Actually, it's been an inspiring journey that, I mean, I want to learn a lot more. I want to learn more about what you do. I'm very interested in kind of your natural, you call them beauty products, but I mean, it's more natural well-being products.
Yeah, I really do hope that I can help others and spread joy in the world. And together, this is not, it's collective.
It
And
is.
collective
Absolutely.
consciousness, and that's what the world needs right now. And I'm a vessel, just doing just what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, going back to nature, organic stuff. I mean, being sensible, using common sense, and cutting out all the crap and stuff that we don't need, and focusing on what is good for us.
Yeah, focus on what you have and not what you don't have. And
definitely.
focus human attention. I mentioned this on my Facebook recently, and a lot of people are like, yeah, that's really what we all have to do. Focus human attention. This is a key to raising this level of consciousness and awareness. Yeah.
So if you're going to do any events or anything, or you want to create a new event, I mean, I'm sure you're going to have an audience here of people that would love to learn more and to go into more detail about the products that you've got, and the services that you have.
I would love to do a live launch in Zurich though. That is something I was really looking forward to, but the time is really against me. But I don't mind having a launch online and
do a virtual launch online.
Give some freebies wherever you are in the world. For me, that would be really nice as well, to connect with the people. Yeah. Okay,
so on that note, I thank you once again for being our 66th guest.
Beautiful number again. Love it.
Yeah. And yeah, we're going to see a lot of changes and things happening over the next year. So all positive things coming. So I wish you great success in your business. I definitely want to try some out.
You definitely have,
and get rid of the crappy creams and stuff that we buy from the supermarkets and go more natural. So I think we'll see the difference as well. So on that note, I wish you everybody a wonderful weekend. Thanks everybody again for coming on. It's always fun to listen to an exciting guest every week. And feel free everybody to connect. As I said, I'll share the notes and the recording of this. I'll send you a link to it after. I mean, once it's processed, and then you can share the link with people that didn't have the opportunity to see it.
Yeah, it was really great. Thanks again for the opportunity to share my story. I really appreciate it a lot.
You're welcome. So feel free to edit bits and use the content if it's going to help with marketing your brand and your products and stuff.
Yeah, and let's connect also in my podcast. If any one of you would like to share your story on my podcast, I'm really happy. It's a wellness wisdom podcast, and I reach out to the experts in the field to share their story, and so we can spread worldwide wellness. Connect with me. I really want to help the world.
I think definitely for Roanna that would be good, and for Hessa as well, because it's all and maybe others, but it's all.
You especially with growing the plants. I love doing as well. Anything connecting to nature and your well-being and immunity system, and just bringing worldwide wellness. That's what I'm spreading on my podcast. Actually, I'm 18 in Switzerland. This is about a month ago when I relaunched the podcast, and I got ranking in the first month. I was like, wow. Yeah, and number 18 in Switzerland.
Oh, I need to be a guest on your show then.
Yeah, then come on. Let's rate it more. Let's get some more ratings.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So once again, thank you everyone for turning up every week. And thanks again, Selena, for being a fantastic guest.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Great weekend, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Thank you.